It is 6 o'clock, no, almost 5 o'clock. I look like I haven't slept in forever. I haven't slept in forever. Hold on, I look like... So, it's 5 o'clock and I'm still sitting here at the bus station. I've been at the bus station since 2 o'clock. And I'm sitting here realizing how cold it is. Like nippy in the air. It's like nippy in the air. Like, I don't know, you can just feel the cold in the air, and it just got finished raining. So far, it's been cold and rainy, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I asked my friend, what are we gonna do if it rains? Because the main thing we were planning to do is the Takak Loop and the Pakse Loop, the Balavan Loop, the waterfalls, and the nature. That's like the thing that we kind of planned out. But that's the kind of the thing that we talked about. Well, that's the main thing that we're gonna do. And so I'm sitting here at this bus stop by mistake, and I asked him, what are we gonna do? And he said, Food Panda. He said, Food Panda. Food Panda. I didn't come 16 hours on a bus to the middle of nowhere to order food in the middle of nowhere. I can order food anywhere. I can order Food Panda anywhere. But I come to the middle of nowhere, 16 hours on a bus to buy a bag that's not even waterproof. It's pouring down raining. And then Food Panda, I just come and take a bus. Did I just come here to order Food Panda? So basically, here's the story. I'm in the wrong place. I'm sitting here waiting and I'm like, okay, I texted my friend. Wait, I will finish the story. 16, 17, 18, almost $19, 20 hours just to be in the middle of nowhere just to order a freaking burger. Hold on, I have to explain this story to you when I get back on the bus. Hold on, hold that thought. I've been traveling since 8:30 last night. It's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm scared to even walk because there's like 50 dogs over there. And I don't know where I'm going. The bus just dropped me off in the middle of the road. You would not believe how I got here. I don't even know where to begin. Life is one big crazy miracle. You cannot tell me that there is no type of God, high figure, something looking out for. It's not just me, it's something beyond me. Where do I even begin? Right now it is like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I just checked into a hotel. I don't even know where to start. Let's start from the beginning. So I was sitting at the bus station is when the last time I made the video. And I was sitting there for a while. My phone has been dead all day long. I needed data before I get on the bus. Trying to hurry up and make the bus by 8 o'clock. Where I messed up is I brought the wrong data. And I wasn't thinking. I instantly told her Unitel, which is one data company here, but I don't have that company and I don't know why I thought I did. I haven't used data in like 4 months since lockdown. So I used Wi-Fi, and so I didn't even bother to look at my phone and see what type of data I need, what brand data I need. So I told her the wrong brand. So she gives me the wrong brand, but she doesn't why would she give me the right brand? Like, she gives me what I tell her. So I got the wrong brand. And then I'm thinking I have data and I'm on the motorbike and I get to the bus station. I check on the bus perfectly fine. And then I'm sitting on the bus and I'm like putting my data on my phone only to realize, damn, I got the wrong data. And I didn't really confirm with my friend where I was going. Because the reason why I came here is to meet up with my friend. And I never confirmed like where exactly. Like, I thought that I left thinking that he was in this one place called Takak. And when I get to Takak, 30 hours later, he's like, I'm not in Takak. And I'm like, well, I'm in Takak. That's where I messed up because I didn't even have communication with him. There was no Wi-Fi on the bus and I couldn't Had I had the right data, I would have been communicating and verifying, okay, I'm on a bus, and I would have been chatting with him all night probably on a bus, but I didn't have any data, and my phone died, so I didn't have any data, and I wasn't worried. I was like, okay, Bopin Young, no worries, like, I'll just sleep on the bus. It was a nice bed. I had the bed all to myself. So I just ride the bus until the morning time at 6 o'clock in the morning. I got to the bus station and they're like, where are you going? And I was like, Takek, Takek. I said it like, Takek, I'm going to Takek. I don't know why I instantly said Takek. Just so sure of myself. In reality, that's not the place I needed to go, and I should have slowed down. I was just so excited, and I wasn't like, I don't know why I thought like Takek. I thought Takek, so I didn't question myself. Like I didn't, am I going to Takek? But the stupid thing is, if you look at a map, I go from Vientiane to Vientiane, and then the next major city is like Takek in the middle, and then from Takek is Paksé. So all this is within a 10-hour bus ride. So maybe at the 5-hour mark would be Takek. And then I go to Paksé. And then when I get to Paksé, they say, where are you going? And I say Takek, but in reality, I'm going back 5 hours to Takek when I already passed Takek in the first place. When I got on the bus, I was wondering, like, I'm passing the exact same thing that we just crossed the bridge, and then we're getting back on that same bridge in the same direction. Why are we going? I was like, why are we going back the same way? But I didn't think, like, I was like, maybe that's just, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. Because maybe it could be the way that you actually needed to go, but then after that way, you don't know any other, like, you're just passing trees and stuff. You don't know the way. I don't know the way. How can I know the way? And I don't have a map either. I'm just riding on the bus. I started to think, like, I've been on the bus for a really long time, from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And I went all the way back to where I literally just came from. I got off the bus and got back on the next bus within 30 minutes just to go all the way back where I came from. So those are the two things that led to that mistake, which was, one, me not having a data to even communicate with my friend, and two, not even having a map to like double check where I am. I'm meeting someone, and so our plans to meet, I've completely ruined the plan because he's like, are you at 8 km bus station? I was supposed to be at the 8K. It's a bus station called 8 km, and that's where I was supposed to be, which is when you get to that bus station, you take a taxi or a tuk-tuk to the other bus station. But when I got to the bus station, I just walked across the parking lot to the other bus station. And that's where I messed up. But still didn't click to me that you don't walk across the parking lot. If you walk across the parking lot, that bus is going to go back to, you have to go to the other bus station. That's where I messed up, to get back on the bus to go where I was coming from. Are you following along? Is this confusing? I'm trying to explain it quickly, and then he's like, okay, go to 8 km bus station. I didn't text him back. I was like, what is he talking about? I'm already at the bus station. I got this. And I hopped on the bus after I realized I messed up, and people started like laughing at me. Like, they didn't really understand, just more entertained by the situation rather than actually trying to help. So he was just like laughing at me, and then I think he told the other locals and they started laughing at me. So I kind of just felt like weird, but I just felt so uncomfortable. I think I was just their entertainment for the day because I'm like the only foreigner there, and they probably like, haha, I belong. Like, it was so weird at that bus station. The guy was nice, but I brought the bag from this lady, and then the other lady, she's like annoyed that I was in her presence. And I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not even bothering you. I was just minding my business. But I can tell she was saying something about me because she looked at me and then she said something to her friend, and then her friend looked at me, and then everybody else looked at me, and everyone's laughing. And then, so like, after being there for a while, people kind of knew that I was a girl that got like stuck or something. Because, you know, you only need to be there for like 20 minutes. You don't need to be there for 5 hours. But anyway, I didn't eat anything, and I was finally ready to eat because the only thing I kept seeing the whole entire bus ride was chickens on a stick. It would be chickens on a stick, bird on a stick, or some type of meat on a stick. And I don't even like chicken. And that's the whole thing I was talking about this morning when I was riding the bus before I didn't even know I was on the wrong bus. I was like, I don't want to eat a chicken. And then the whole bus ride, there's the only thing to eat is chicken. And I didn't even eat chicken. I got rice and mangoes. And that's the only thing that I had this whole day was rice and mangoes. And I still have a little bit of the rice, which I think I'm going to eat right now. But I was about to buy the chicken. I was about to. Soon as I was about to buy the chicken, the lady, she took her teeth. Like, she didn't see me coming, but I saw her. So I don't think she did it. Like, she wasn't worried about me. She was like, I'm trying to get this thing out my tooth. She had this toothpick, the toothpick it's like these long sticks. It's like chopsticks, but you just poke it and put it in your mouth. Like, you just like, it's like a fork, but not a fork, but it's like a stick. And it's like if you're eating French fries at a fair and they give you those long sticks and you eat the French fries with the stick. It's like this long stick. Not long, but it's like the stick like this big, and you just eat the food with the stick. I mean, like, it's like a toothpick, but like a very long toothpick. And I was coming to buy the chicken, and she's like, whatever, trying to get the thing out of her tooth. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I know it's COVID going around, but, hands out your mouth and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, well, it's fine. And I was like, going closer to buy the chicken, going closer. And then she put the toothpick back in the container where all the other toothpicks are. Like, she reused that toothpick. I don't understand. I was so confused. I didn't even want the chicken anymore. And I couldn't tell her, like, no toothpick, don't give me a stick, just give me the chicken. But I was like, if that's how you doing, then what else is wrong, Like, I couldn't believe that. Like, I was like, dang, you reusing a toothpick? Like, somebody is going to eat out of that. And she literally, like, I watched her pick her whole mouth with that toothpick. And then put it right back. Put it right back in the same. And I looked at it. It's like a container where she keeps all the toothpicks. And then I was looking, and she give the people the chicken, and then she gives them the toothpick, and then they take their bag and go. And then the next person gives them the chicken, toothpick, take their bag and go. And where she dig the toothpicks from is where she put that toothpick. And I'm like, you could have just threw it on the ground. You could have threw it in the trash. It's just a piece of wood. Like, it's just a toothpick. And you're reusing toothpicks? I never seen nobody recycle a used toothpick before. And I wanted to eat that food. But I didn't want anything from that bus station. Because I was thinking, like, this food been sitting here since I've been sitting here. And I ain't seen nobody replace no food, cook no food, do nothing with no food. So I didn't eat anything. I ate a bag of chips, which I really wanted a bag of chips anyway. She reused the toothpick. I got back on the bus at 5 o'clock. I was like, do I go to Paxe, back to where I came from 6 hours ago? Do I go back home to my home, the hostel that I left from, the safe place, the place that I know and love? I had to think about it, but I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do. Do I go back home now and basically say I paid $25 for all these bus tickets, and the only thing I brought was a camera bag, and sat on the bus for 15 hours? My friend was like, but that's content. He's like, I would love to be in your position right now. I would love to be able to get lost on the bus, but most of us are back home dealing with COVID. So my friend was like laughing at my story. He's like, that's so cool. Who cares even that you did get lost? That's so fun. He's like, that's content. There's your content for the day right there. So now I wait until 5 o'clock to take some bus. I don't know what bus I'm going to take. I don't know. I'm undecided. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll figure it out. I was like, let me not end it here. Let me continue my journey because I'm not ready to give up yet. So I told the man, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Paxe. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. He's like, are you sure? And that's the one thing he did say in English. He didn't say nothing else this whole time in English. He's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. He's like, are you sure? Yes, sure. Yes. And he wouldn't take my money. He was making sure I was sure because he understood that I got like mixed up. So he probably didn't want me to say, oh, actually, no. So I was like, damn it, you're making me insecure. I'm sure. Take my money. And I wanted him to take it before I changed my mind because I wasn't even sure. I'm like mad, but I'm like laughing at the same time. I'm not even mad. They're letting me charge my computer and my phone. That's cool. I got music to listen to. That's all I need. But I didn't know that was a local bus. And I've been on local buses before in Africa. I've been on local buses before in Cambodia. A VIP bus is not a local bus. It's a normal, like, Falang bus, I guess. Not Falang. I mean, anybody can take it. But it's not... You're not going to be riding with tires and chickens and rice and fans and washing machines and everything else everybody else is hauling through the country. The local bus, you're going to be riding with rice, everything. You're going to be riding with, it's a local bus for sure. And those local buses, like the bus drivers sleep on the bus. That's kind of like their home. But the ticket was cheap. The ticket was so cheap. It was only $6. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go back. So I sat down on the bus at 5 o'clock and there was no There was no seats for me. It was only 2 other seats available. One seat was completely like cracked open, but whatever. And there was another seat all the way in the back in between boxes. And I'm very tall. Yeah, I'm tall. I'm not short. I don't feel tall, but I'm not short. I'm 5'8". I call it what you want, but my legs are long. But it was just the worst bus. And I'm not one to complain. Like, I can just sit down and go to sleep. But this bus was like, first of all, it was raining, and then the windows are cracked. So they taped the windows, and I'm thinking, like, how did this window get broke anyway? Because if a bus flip over, you have to break the window. And then it sounded like the tire was something was wrong with the tire. But thankfully I made it. I'm not going to make it more dramatic than what it is. They carry in all their stuff. Like, people can move on those buses. Like, maybe they're moving houses and they're going to put all their stuff on the bus. And then the bus will put it there. They'll fill the bus completely up. So there's like, I'm locked in between 2 boxes. And I thought it was rice, but it was actually glass jars. I'm locked between 2 boxes, and I can't even bend my legs. My knees are hitting the chair, and I was so uncomfortable. And I wanted to just stretch my leg out so bad. Like, that's the only thing I wanted to do. I wasn't complaining. I was just like, I wish that I can just stretch my leg, because my leg's just sitting like this for 6 hours. Can't even move. You can't even do that. So waking up by my sleep, because my legs are like, excuse me, can you move? Like, my legs are telling me like, hey, we need you to move. And I couldn't move. I was like, I'm so sorry, legs. I can't do anything right now. Just please don't. I don't know. And I was thinking in my head, like, my mom had a blood clot before, and then she always tells me, she's like, if you're sitting on a plane for a long time, make sure you walk. And then I was just hearing her voice, like, blood clot, blood clot. And so I think I was like freaking myself out of it. And I was like, what if I die of a blood clot? And I was like, Nene Leaks had a blood clot, and she didn't even know it. How would I know if I have a blood clot? I was being I was like overly dramatic, but then I had said a prayer. I was like, please just let me be able to move my seat. And then like 10 minutes later, we stopped, and then I moved my seat. Like, luckily, the guy was like, hey, come sit next to me. And also, it was raining. The window that was cracked, it started raining. And so I wasn't getting rained on. The one guy was blocking the rain because he was sitting next to the rain. But he was getting rained on. And it was cold. I felt the breeze. It was like a cold breeze coming through the window. I had challenging bus rides before, but this one was just definitely like the cherry on top for the travel journey that I already been on. The first bus was perfectly fine. The second bus was perfectly fine. And then I make the mistake, and then I have to get on the third bus to go back, and I get the worst bus. But I mean, it's okay. We made it. We didn't crash. We just got there at 1 o'clock in the morning, which probably should have got there around 10 o'clock at night. But then they stopped to have dinner. So they stopped at this restaurant, and everyone's eating their noodle soup. They make the soup with blood. Like, that's their topping. Like, chicken noodle soup with blood. Like, I don't understand, like, what the blood flavor do. At 1 o'clock in the morning, I was starting to recognize, like, some of the landmarks that I recognized earlier. So that's the only way that I knew that I was, like, here where I needed to be. And then they dropped us off on the middle of the street. I was thinking that they were going to drop us off at the same bus stop. But duh, I do recall from taking buses that they can just drop you off. They don't have to go to the bus station. And for what? There's no buses leaving anyway. So mainly they just going to drop you off in the street, where they're like the main street. But I didn't know that it was the main street because I've never been here. I don't know what street is main. So they just dropped us off in the street. And I looked to the left of me, I looked to the right of me, and it's just an empty highway, like 6-lane highway. My plan was, we're going to get off at the bus stop. I'm going to take a tuk-tuk, because at the bus stop, there's going to be all the tuk-tuk drivers. Tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk, tuk-tuk. They come up to the bus as soon as you get off the bus, and they ask you where you're going. But here's a small city, and there's no Falang here anyway at this time. Like, there's not that many Falang. I mean, there's locals taking tuk-tuks as well, but like I guess things are pretty slow here. Like there's not gonna be tuk-tuks all night. There's not gonna be buses all night. You know, like for what? There's no. It's dead. The road was empty. And I got off the bus and I looked to the left, I looked to the right, and I just started walking. And when I was on the bus, I saw this hotel. It looked like a nice hotel that was open. And not that I need a nice hotel, but I don't need like somebody that's gonna scam me, you know. So I trusted a nice hotel. Just trying to, I don't want to get scammed. And then I have my computer, my laptop, my hard drives, everything in my backpack. And I didn't know if it was safe or not. Like I don't know if somebody gonna try to rob me. I don't want to get robbed or anything. So I'm just like walking, and I don't know if my biggest fear was somebody robbing me or dogs attacking me. But whatever, I didn't want to be out walking that 6-lane highway with my little pink suitcase. And, you know, so there were no tuk-tuks. I didn't see any tuk-tuks. So I just started walking, and I knew that from when I was on the bus, I saw that hotel. So I was like, let me just walk in that direction. And it was only like 3-minute walk. So I'm glad I paid attention on the bus to see what was, you know, what was ahead of the road, because I can just turn back around when I get off the bus and just walk back, which is what I did. I went to the hotel. The guy, he wasn't so helpful. I'm falling asleep. I should just finish this video tomorrow. I'm in a hotel right now, and I have a story about how I got here to this particular hotel. And it's so nice, and I have cartoons playing. But I'm tired, and I don't want to finish this video right now because I just want to sleep. I just want to go to sleep. I'm actually really tired, and these sheets are so comfortable. I don't know. I don't know if I'm a good storyteller. I want to be, but I'm really tired, and I don't think it's working the way I think it is. So I think I was held part 2, and my brain is refreshed, but I'm going to knock out right now. I guess let me show you the bed before I mess it up. Oh, but look, they made the little swan. That's cute. Good morning. I just ordered my food for the day. My breakfast. For a very, this is so spicy. I went for a very local dish. I ordered fish, and I think it has bamboo in it. And then I ordered an omelet. This is supposed to be the omelet. And I usually love a baguette, which is so simple, but they make it Lao style. But here they have like the fake meat on it. Well, I don't know what this is. It's like fake seasoned meat. And this is supposed to be an omelet, but I'm gonna eat it. I'm so hungry. I didn't eat since yesterday. Only thing I had was a mango and rice. Just be like, breakfast. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just got in a hotel with a roof over my head because I was like homeless for a few hours. Dog, life is crazy. I don't even know where to start. It's at 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning. It was like 12:30, and they just dropped me off in the middle of the street. I thought we were gonna be back at the bus station. They just dropped me off in the middle of the street, and I'm like walking with my little suitcase, and like I'm like, you know, I have my camera stuff on me and everything. So I'm like, I don't know where I am, and I don't want to just look like some lost little girl, but I look like some lost little girl with just pink suitcase and like walking, and everyone's looking at me. So I just walk down the street, and I find like this close. I saw this hotel sign on the bus. So I walked back to that hotel that I saw on the bus as we were passing it, and then that's the only thing I could see. So I just walked back to that hotel down the middle of 6-lane highway. And the hotel, the guy, he was a nice guy, but he was so unhelpful. I love these blue lights around the wall. And the bed sheets are so comfortable. And the bathroom is such a beautiful bathroom. A very nice bathroom. Why is my flash on? Look at this bathroom! TV. And how nice is this view? And then here's the balcony. Refrigerator, coffee, tea. Such a nice room, so luxurious. And the people here are so nice. And look at this balcony. And the morning view where the clouds are like in between the mountains is so beautiful. I feel so blessed and lucky to be here. I'm just looking at myself. But yeah, that's the room that I got blessed with for free, for entirely free. And it's just pumped me. Like, I feel like, wow, you just give to people and give without expecting, and blessings, how blessings come, and amazing things of life. I know that this journey is meant to be, because already with the things and the lessons I'm learning, and I'm glad that I didn't decide to just end it there and go back home when the going got tough. The going literally got tough. The bus ride, the going, 6 hours back and forth, but who cares? It's not even the biggest deal in the world. I'm happy. Look at this beautiful room that I got blessed with, and yeah, I feel good. Got off the bus at 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know where I was going. I had no clue. I just started walking to the first hotel I could find. And then there was this big hotel on the street. The one hotel that was open on the entire 6-lane highway. And they had their bright lights, like said hotel. And so I walked into the hotel because I'm like, I just got off the bus. I've been traveling for over 30 hours. Like, where else am I going to do? Where else am I going to stay? I have no idea where I am. Let me just end the adventure here, check into this hotel, however much it costs, it's okay. Just whatever, cough up the money, pay for the hotel, go to sleep, and start again tomorrow. So I walk into the hotel, like with my little suitcase, and the guy, he's at the counter, and he's like, he didn't understand English. At first he just told me no, and I was like, what do you mean no? You don't even know what I'm trying to say. So I like tried to explain to him, can I have a room? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah. He told me the price of the room and everything, and the room was $18. I was just sitting there thinking, like, I don't want to pay $18. I was trying to tell him, like, do you know any tuk-tuk that I can get? He's like, no tuk-tuk, I don't know what you're saying, I don't know any tuk-tuk. We were on Google Translate translating this whole conversation. So I was like, do you know a tuk-tuk that I can take? And he was like, no, I don't know a tuk-tuk at this time. Just buy our hotel, and then take a tuk-tuk in the morning. Because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and everything's closed, and there are no really foreigners here anymore because of the whole global pandemic. Wow, my arms are really long. So he's like, no tuk-tuk. And I asked him, I said, can I just stay here? Can I just sit? And I was like, can I just sit here like until 6 o'clock in the morning? Because I was planning on leaving at 6 o'clock in the morning to take the morning bus. So I was like, can I just sit here? I'll be on my computer. I won't sleep. Can I just pay you some cash and just sit in this chair right here? Because it was like nice, like it was like a cafe. You pick any chair, any table that you want. He's like, no, we don't offer this service. Okay, I understand. Sorry, it's a stupid question. So then I was like, okay, well, I would have been fine. Like, I didn't need to pay $18 for that hotel. I didn't need to. There was no need, really. It would have been nice, yeah, but, like, you know, traveling, you need to save money and stuff. So I was like, he said, no, you can't stay here, whatever. He was nice, but he was so weird. This guy, like, he didn't get the correlation, like, can you help me? He was helping me. I don't want to say he was rude because he was super nice and he was super helpful. But he didn't, like, he was so helpful in getting me to walk at 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe it was just like, I think it was just a boy mentality. Like, if you have a girl, she's going to instantly have, like, this. Most chances if you meet with a girl, it's going to be, like, a motherly instinct to take care. But with a guy, it's just like, yeah, I mean, most, like, to generalize it. I just find, like, in situations like this, it would be nicer if it's, like, a lady, preferably an old lady, because then she's, like, motherly figure for you. I mean, you know, whatever. But anyway, so the guy, he was like, yeah, you know. And he was just, we spent 30 minutes trying to find this hotel. And I'm like, I don't even want to walk to this hotel. And then I asked him, like, is there a hostel that I can go to? And he didn't know the word hostel. So I Googled hostel on my phone, and I was looking for a hostel in the area. I was like, okay, my phone is charged up to 10%. Let me just use the last little battery, and let me see if I'm gonna walk somewhere. Like, I know for sure I can find like a $5 hostel somewhere, like a backpackers hostel, because I don't need like a place. Like, I just needed somewhere to lay my head or be under a roof. I was freaking freezing cold, so I was like, where can I just like? So I Googled. I just instantly Googled. I was like, I'm not gonna stay here. I don't know why I didn't stay here. Like, wouldn't you just stay at that place? Like, you found the place, but you're still making it more complicated. Wouldn't you have just got off the bus and said, okay, here it is, take my $18, I'm done, I'm not traveling anymore after 30 hours of traveling? But I was like, you know what, something, I feel like let me have more adventure, please. So I left out those doors. And that, wouldn't you think that that would be the stupidest thing to do, would leave back out those hotel doors? The guy was already saying he's closing, and I'm about to walk to some other unknown place. And the only difference is my phone was on 10%. When I first got off the bus, my phone was on 0%. So I just stayed at the hotel for like an hour, charged my phone up a little bit. And like I was thinking, like, how stupid am I, or what am I? Why would I leave out those doors? But I was just in the instant, like I was just like, let me figure something out. I know that I can figure something out, but what can I possibly figure out? Everything's closed. It's 6-lane highway, nothing but dogs barking. It's freaking cold outside. Why don't you just buy this hotel for $18 and money? I have $18, more than $18. Like I could perfectly afford the hotel. I was just being stubborn. I didn't want to. Like it's not necessary for me. I didn't want to easily break my budget. So I was like, I'm leaving out these doors, and I left back out those doors, and I was like, this may be the stupidest thing ever, or this may be work out in my favor. And then if I like, my phone was gonna die, so if I leave and I can't find a way, and I need to go back to this hotel that I am now, the guy, he one might not be there still because he said that he was gonna go home or he's supposed to, and two, my phone might be dead, so I might not even remember how to get back to the hospital from where I'm going or wherever I'm about to go. So that was those two risks right there. But with all those risks, I was like, whatever. I'm just something just. I didn't even know. Like something didn't tell me to leave, but like my feet just walked out the door. Like I don't know why. I wasn't even thinking like how stupid is this. I was just like walked out the door. Like something just something just like pushed me out the door. I don't know why. Like why would you leave the like? How much of a blessing is it, yeah, that you get off the bus and 3 minutes later you just find this one hotel that's already open, and there you go, said and done, you sleeping. But no, I said, okay, thank you, bye, and I left that hotel to go where, I don't know. So I Googled my phone, hostels in the area, and then I was like, okay, there has to be a hostel that's open. And I don't know what I was about to do, walk? I think I was about to walk, and I walked past this street already. There was no tuk-tuk. And then right when I left out the hotel, there was this random tuk-tuk on the other side of the street, and he saw me, and then he came to me. So he asked me if I needed a tuk-tuk, and he told me $4, and they don't even know where you're going. They just tell you a price. He went down to $2, so I was like, okay. Actually, I told him no. I was like, no, and he's like, okay, well, I'm going. So he went back on the other side of the street, smoked a cigarette, and I figured out, what am I going to do? How stupid are you to tell me to no? I tried to find a hostel, and I found 3 hostels that looked like they couldn't be open. One that said a bar hostel. It was a bar and a hostel. So that was smart of me right there. I was like, okay, it's bar. I'm going to, whatever, forget about all the other hostels. The one that, because I can only take a chance with one. I wasn't about to go one hostel, then take a tuk-tuk back to the second hostel, then take a tuk-tuk to the third hostel. I wasn't about to drive around the city trying to find an open hostel. I was just going to go to one hostel was my plan. And the one hostel, because actually my phone was going to die, and two, like I didn't want to go so far around town, and then the tuk-tuk charged me more money. If the tuk-tuk going to charge me all that money, I might as well just pay the money for the hotel. The bar hostel was like 3 minutes away. So I was like, out of all the hostels that I can choose from, let me just choose the bar hostel, because for sure the bar will be open. I'm pretty sure, 99% sure that the bar was open. I took my chance with my little 4% I had on my phone, and I used my 4% on the tuk-tuk, guiding the tuk-tuk how to take me there, and it was only like 4 minutes away. So I walked into that hostel, and they were closed. Basically, the bar is open, and I asked her, can I have a room? And she said, no, sorry, we don't have any rooms. We're just open for the bar right now because of COVID, so we closed down for the rooms. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she's like, okay, let me help you. She said, there's this hotel right here. She said, cancel your tuk-tuk, just come with me. And I was like, okay. So I told the tuk-tuk driver to go, and then she took me to this hotel, and I passed this hotel actually, I saw it when I was on my way to the hostel, but I didn't know that it looked closed. All the lights were off and the doors were closed. And so we knocked. She took me to this hotel. She just opened the door and she told them to give me a room. And I'm happy that she helped me, because without her, how would I even known that this hotel would have been open? And so she talked to them aloud. They opened up a room for me. They took my bags upstairs, and that's the hostel. This is the hotel that I'm in right now. And she actually paid for me, and she told me that, remember that this is loud kindness. She said, don't worry about it. I want to pay for you. She said, I know how it is traveling. She said, I have friends in America and they're stuck abroad right now because of corona, and I hope that somebody can show them the same kindness as well and take care of them in another country. She said, you're a foreigner here, and I want to help you, and I want you to remember that this is loud kindness. Loud people are very kind. And she was so nice, and she paid for me, and I was like, no, I can pay, like I insisted. And she's like, no, please just remember that this is loud kindness. And so she brought me a hotel, and I thought that was the nicest thing ever. And yeah. And she told me that it was $18, and I was like, well, do you know another hostel? Like, why am I still asking people for hostels? Like, just shut up and pay the money. And I tried to give her the money, but she didn't want it. And she told me, this was so sweet of her. She told me, I want you to have good experience in Laos. She said, remember. She said, please, I don't want your money. She said, please just remember Laotian kindness. I told her, I was like, you're such an angel. And she was like, don't worry. She said, you don't have to be thankful. But I just kept saying, I was so slow and dumbfounded. I was like, I can't believe somebody's trying to do this for me. Like, I just was like, here, no, take my money. I have money. Like, she said, no, just remember. She said, take this money. And she said, remember that this money that you have in your hand is from Laotian kindness. She said, this money is for you to remember Laotian. She wanted me to keep my money to remember I got to keep this money because of how nice someone was to me. And I thought, like, I'm not going to spend this money. I'm going to keep returning the favors. Because already, I told you about the homeless guy at my hostel that I left. The other hostel, if you watch my videos, you know, I told you in the last video about the homeless guy, and I brought him a backpack, and I brought him, like, I spent like $30 on a backpack, and I brought him like shirts and clothes and all this stuff. And everybody was like side-eyeing me because I let him stay because he's kind of like dirty. Accept your blessing. This was nothing but a blessing, and accept it. Don't reject it. You know, just it's okay to accept people's help. And I had the money. I have the money. Like, I'm blessed. I'm fortunate. I'm able to. If I needed to, I'm able to. And I just didn't want to. I could spend $30 on a backpack for a homeless guy and buy him 5 outfits, but for me to buy an $18 hotel, I'm like, yeah. So that's my long story. Thank you so much for listening. Like, do good and good will come back to you. But not just do good just for good to come back. Like, when I did that good deed, I'm pretty sure that this is why this happened to me, because I also did that good deed. But I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm going to do this good deed, and I'm going to sit back and wait for my good deed. Come on, good deed, where you at? Like, I wasn't thinking about it. I just did the good deed and let it go. I wasn't like, okay, now something good is going to happen in my life. Yeah. I just did what I had to do. I did what was in my heart, and same with this girl. The same way I got that homeless man in backpack is probably the same way the girl was like, no, let me take care of you. So right now, I'm going to take a bus. I think it's 79 miles away, 79 or 100 miles away, and I'm going to this place called Dondet. And then from there, when I get off the bus, I have to take a boat. So that's today's adventure. Wow, my arms are so freaking long. I'm in a free hotel by this super nice loud lady. That's that. That's a really long story. But I just want to say, like, I don't know the whole point of the story. Take chances, walk by faith, not by sight. It's something. I don't know if you believe in Allah, Buddha, Hindu, Jew, whatever you believe in. They're like working in our favor. Wow. That's my travel story. I'm safe. I'm completely safe. And I made it. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm so tired. I'm just going to go to sleep.